Say Mudishani Wonse, that means how are you everyone? Like how is everyone? Yeah.
And-
Mudishani Wonse.
And how does
Yeah.
everyone respond?
And then you have to answer Bueno. So remember the Bueno chocolate. So like so it's similar. So just say Bueno.
Wait,
yeah.
there's Bueno
There's
chocolate?
Bueno, yeah, there's Bueno chocolate here.
In
So
Ireland?
in Ireland, yeah.
That's how the
It's a brand new day in a brand new year to start a brand new season of In the Diaspora with me, David Chisanga. In the Diaspora is a weekly radio program that focuses on migrants within Ireland. It follows the lives of people who left their home country either for work, study, business, or asylum. To kickstart this season, we'll recap the last 2 seasons of the program. Of course, we'll not listen to every episode, but we'll recap parts of them. These parts will focus on one question: how different is your home country from Ireland? I posed this question to Sharon Malupande from Zambia, who's been in Ireland for over 20 years.
You know, we are more communal, like community in Zambia, like in the sense that, like, you know, like your neighbors, you kind of know your neighbors, you can go to your neighbor anytime and that kind of thing. It's a bit different here. Here more, it's more kind of, they have to know you, you know, so it's more kind of individualistic kind of way. So that's a bit of a difference that is there. Like I can't just go and knock at my neighbor's door and say, oh, I don't have some sugar, can I have some sugar? I really have to know them. So but in Zambia we kind of have that, you know, like everybody can, it's like the whole community is like we all eating from one pot in a way, like as a way to say, probably it has changed now. I don't know. It's been 19 years, but I'm talking from the time I was in Zambia and the way things used to be. So that's kind of thing that I miss about, like, you know, like even like when kids are playing outside, like everybody's like their parents, you know, that kind of way you do. Oh no, don't do that. But here you kind of have to be very cautious. You can't control. You can't really say anything about another person's child. You know, so that's a bit of the difference that's there. Yeah.
That's Sharon Malupande from Zambia. Now, from Zambia, my home country, we go to neighboring Zimbabwe. You would imagine there's nothing common between Ireland and Zimbabwe. Well, Lawrence Monga would disagree.
The good thing about Zimbabwe, most people, that any Zimbabwean that you meet in the street, they'll speak English. That's the good thing about it, right?
Lawrence is a businessman and has been in Ireland for over 2 decades. He had his own observations on how Zimbabwe differs from Ireland.
There's much security in Ireland, you know, and that's what I like. And then the country, and then the other thing, the economy side, it's growing. It's growing because if you look at after the COVID situation, the way they handled the COVID situation till now, you look at the UK, they are crying about energy prices or whatever. It's fine, we're in the same boat, but the way they are handling it is totally different. You see, and then that one, I know we are not talking about politics, but it's a huge factor as well into this.
Definitely.
You know, when you come to power sharing, Ireland is showing the world what is power sharing. You know, the first guy came in, he did because all of them, they had split votes or something like that. So the first party came in and ruled, and then now Leo Varadkar is Taoiseach now. So in a few months' time, he's going to take over to be Taoiseach. So this is power sharing. If you're talking about power sharing, so this is what I like. That the democracy is just off the charts. You know, it's just you can't even scale it.
Or are you going to compare it back to home?
No, I'm not going to compare nothing.
Compare it back to home.
No. If we have democracy, I will compare it. But till then, we won't compare it.
So what you're saying is there's more democracy here than back home?
There's no democracy back home. In Zimbabwe, I've never seen democracy. Up until now, there's no democracy. Because it's been one party that's been ruling since I was born. You tell me democracy is there?
Lawrence Monga, a businessman from Zimbabwe, now resident in Ireland. You're listening to In the Diaspora with me, David Chisanga. Today, we are going down in our program's memory lane, and we're focusing on one question: how does your home country differ or relate to Ireland? Cambodian Palpung answers this question.
We'll start with the similarities. So Cambodian and Cambodian people and Irish people are equally friendly. Yeah, welcoming. So we very similar to that, and we have fun usually. So
I didn't get that one. I didn't get that one. I didn't get that one.
It's just like we are voted as one of the most friendly countries
Wow.
of the world. It's quite often.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
if you look at the top 10, it's just around Cambodia and Ireland. It's like in the same pool, just of the most friendly nation just out of the world. So that's really similarity. But there's also some other differences. For example, just like the pace of life. Here you move very quickly. Your thinking is very quickly. You make quick decisions. But that's because you have really a strong sense of autonomy in your thinking. But whereas there we in Cambodia, think move quite slower. I don't know if that's because of too hot or it's just like about a lack of confidence or the feeling, the lack of the autonomy in our decision, because it's quite often that a person will talk to you and then she or he will check up. Oh, did I say the right thing?
Yeah.
Oh, is it right or is it wrong? Oh, I'm sorry. That must be wrong. But actually, it's not really a right or wrong conversation. It's just about what you think. But people just like still reluctant just about to express about, okay, what I think, what my view is, really go straight to right or wrong. There's something like that. So that's really thing that will make our thinking quite slow in the process. So if you go to Cambodia, just bear that in mind that things might be slower there, but except with traffic, be careful about traffic.
Could be. Pao was speaking while in Ireland. He is now back in Cambodia.
A los pueblos de América infausto, 3 centurias cetro oprimió, mas un día soberbia surgiendo, basta dijo y el cetro rompió. Nuestros padres lidiando.
That's Sol Barrios from Paraguay singing her country's nation anthem. Now, Paraguay is located in South America. Well, I'll let Sol tell us how the South American country contrasts with Ireland.
The people, the kindness of the people, it's similar to my country. They're always here to help. They're polite. They're kind. I didn't have any bad experience with the people here. I don't know what else similarity I couldn't find because it's really different from my country.
How different, yeah?
It's safer, for you to walk in the streets and everything. Yeah, and it's safer. The food they're kind of like similar, but not so much. Hamburgers, hot dogs, and everything that you can find also in my country. But I know our typical foods, I kind of like miss them. And I don't know what else it could be similar because
the weather.
No, no, like at all. This cold is something else.
I know, yeah.
But it's amazing to be in a place that you can have other experiences other than in your country.
Sol Barrios from Paraguay right there. This is In the Diaspora on Wide FM with me, David Chisanga. Today's edition is a recap of the previous 2 seasons of the program. From South America, let's go up north to the state of Chicago and meet John Joe Horan.
So I'm born in Chicago in the States, and my mom was also born in the same city. But but my dad is from Galway, and my whole dad's side is from that part of Ireland, and grandparents on that side, of course. And then on my mom's side, her parents are from Roscommon and Leitrim, respectively. So I whatever, first and a half like generation American. I definitely identify as American, but I grew up on the south side of Chicago, where it's primarily Irish, Italian, Polish, and so the Irish were pretty strong on the south side. That kind of culture. There's a lot of don't know how you would call them, expats. Maybe I think they're referred to over here sometimes. But yeah, lots of Irish carpenters, bricklayers. That's primarily what I've done for work experience in the summer in between school. And so yeah, a lot of that Irish culture kind of I was definitely brought up in it. You know, played a little bit of hurling. Dipped my toes into the Irish sports in general. And then, of course, all my cousins, every Irish wedding, Irish party, and all that stuff. You know, lots of Irish music, lots of Irish food every Sunday. Got the fry on. So yeah, it's a kind of it's definitely a bit of a foot in both worlds sometimes. But yeah, I like it.
John Joe was studying in the diaspora at Mary Immaculate College in Limerick, Ireland at the time of his interview. He had his thoughts on what distinguishes Ireland from the US and Chicago, his state in particular.
In Chicago, it's go, go, go all the time, on the grind. Which I appreciate. It's good to have that work ethic of just everybody's going at all times. But at the same time, over here in Ireland, people are a bit more able to take a step back, able to chill out a bit. I definitely vibe with that a lot, a lot. It's good. It's good. You know, there's people like, all right, I'll see you at 10. You know, and it's like in Chicago, if it was see you at 10, it would be like rushing like as fast as you can, trying to be on the dot, or a little bit early. And over here, it's just understood that like, all right, 10 o'clock. I mean, it might stroll in like a few minutes late, but it's whatever. You like you have time to get yourself a coffee. You know, it's no bother. I like that a lot. And the bank holidays, love that. Love that.
It never happens in Chicago, does it?
Well, we have our like national holidays and stuff like that, but no, Ireland is definitely better at how I view it. It is better that they have more time off, days to relax. It's more healthy in my opinion.
It's for mental health, yeah.
Mental health in general.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
See, plenty of guys I've worked with in the trades or other jobs, even not as physically demanding. They'll just run themselves dry working. It's not healthy for anybody, really. One problem, that's one problem in America, especially in the back of the day. It used to be you work as hard as you can and, you know, get that pension at the end and you can retire and then you get to kick your feet up and enjoy life and more each year, more and more.
That was John Joe Horan from the United States. Finally, let's find out, is there anything similar between Nigeria and Ireland?
Similar in regards to being accommodative, right? That's one thing I will say for fact, because the Irish people are so receptive, right? Very welcoming, very warm, very warm. Likewise, people from Nigeria, my culture. And that is one thing I would say that similarity is there.
That's Joy Bala Ahmed from Nigeria. She's been in Ireland for over 20 years.
The similarity is when it comes to the way women are viewed. In my country, it's just quite, I think in a sense it's inherent that they believe that women are kind of subjected to a particular part of the job of society. And as I think I mentioned this earlier, whereby we are seen as breeders. That is something that it's disseminated in the Nigerian culture. Now, some feminists in Nigeria have decided to change that rhetoric and counter it with saying, practical aspect of women being productive. Not productive in the sense of having kids.
Having children.
Right? But productive in the sense of, if you allow us to do a job, we will equally do it as best as a man, even probably much more, right? Because it's time for the Nigerian society to understand that women cannot be in the box. We are not to be put in a box, right? And that is why I say Highland is different. Because even though I know to an extent there's still some pay gap in the Irish job force and workforce, but they do allow their women to do the job though. They're given the opportunity, right? However, in Nigeria, the opportunity is not as much as it is here, right? In Nigeria, you have to know someone. You have to have some form of a connection, maybe a political connection, for you to be put in places where they will normally put a man, for you to be able to be in that seat, right? Now, sometimes, and that is a sense of corruption in itself, right? Now, we're talking about nepotism, right? So you are my family, you're a woman, okay, I'll put you there. But if that is not the case, we'd rather have a man to sit on that chair and do the job. Because in a couple of months, she might end up getting pregnant and she might leave the job. So no, we're not going to give it to her. But who says pregnancy is a form of incapability? It's not. Because you saying that you were equally also born by someone. So everyone has to fend for their family. Everyone has to take care of their offspring. So if you stop a woman from working, what if one day, God forbid, the husband gets into an accident, becomes incapable, and she's right there, can't do nothing? Think about it, just based on that scenario. So there should be that sense of equality in Nigeria, but we don't have it yet. But gradually, we're changing that pattern. And I hope with time, it changes for the better. That is one area that Ireland thrives in. There is equality here.
Journalist Joy Bala Ahmed from Nigeria, who is now based in Ireland. That's it for the recap edition of In the Diaspora. Many thanks to all the wonderful people I spoke to in the last seasons. Looking forward to more In the Diaspora conversations in this season. I'm David Chisanga, Chisuma Mukwai. Bye for now.